Let's go, Chris out. Let's go, Chris out.
What's good, you too? Listen, your boy Chris O back on the screen. Long hair, Aaliyah shirt, back consistent, and I got 2 new projects dropping on Netflix this year. Actually, nah. I got a movie dropping on Netflix at the beginning of next year, and I got a show dropping on Netflix that I guest starred on this year. Yeah. All right. So, I'm going to just get right into it. Story time. I'm going to tell you the story about how I got my agent. Now, listen. An agent is one of the most important things you need, like, in this acting business. Like, agents and managers, you know, people go one or the other. But, like, in my opinion, you definitely need that agent because an agent is getting you all the jobs. From, like, shows, movies, anything. They got different agents for different things. They got, like, a voiceover agent, and that's doing, like, animated, you know, voiceover stuff, commercials, whatever. Then they got an acting agent for, like, TV, acting agent for movies, plays, all of that. So an agent is super, super duper important. You need one. And this is the story about how I got one. You already know Big Cheeks in the building. Yeah. Okay. So this story takes place. Bruh, my neighbor's dog be messing up my videos, dog. I'm not even gonna cap. That's why I be doing it. I'm at my brother's house right now, but that's why I be doing the videos at my spot. Anyway, this story takes place back when I was about 14 years old. Young little Chris O, running around high school, playing my, chilling with the homies and all that. I always wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be an actor since I was about 4 years old, no cap. Like, really, I knew I wanted to be an actor. I told my parents and stuff, I love to do scenes, love to do little stuff as a young little dude. So I'm in high school, and my pops comes up to me one day, and he's like, he sees this thing in the newspaper called New Jersey Showstoppers or something like that. Now, I was staying in Jersey at the time because I grew up in New York and New Jersey. I was back and forth. This competition was like a competition that it said you could submit, you could do any kind of talent you had from like acting, singing, dancing, whatever, breakdancing, anything, to get an agent for, I think it was a 1-year contract to get an agent. And I'm like, what? It had this little girl singing on the thing. I'm not gonna cap. It looked corny. The newspaper article did look corny. And when my pops first showed me, I was like, bro, I'm not trying to do that. Like, got these, like, who is this? This little girl? Like, mind you, I'm in high school. I'm thinking like, man, I'm a freshman. It just seemed kind of like random. But I did want to be an actor. And I'm like, I just didn't think that is how I would get my agent. But then again, I didn't even really know what an agent was or was even focused on that. Because like I said, I'm just a young kid in high school. I just liked acting. So my dad convinces me to get into this competition. Cool. We decided that obviously I'm gonna act. So I'm gonna do a monologue. And that was even one of the things they had written. It's like you could do a couple of things. And so I could do a monologue to get this agent. And this was a real agent. And I say real agent because some of y'all gotta watch out. There'd be a lot of talent agencies and things that be like, yo, give me $1,500 a month and we'll give you these many auditions, or we'll set you up with this, or give me, $2,000 a month. And that's not a real agent. Like, all right, no disrespect to them, but that's not the best kind of agent you want if you're going to try to really get into this industry, if you ask me. Because a good agent, in my opinion, is one that you don't have to pay up front. See what I'm saying? You don't have to pay nothing up front. And these agents you're not finding like in the mall when you're just walking and they're like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. Have you ever modeled? Have you ever acted? Because I know some of y'all got approached, you know what I'm saying, by them. You see Chico looking at you, by them. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like, a legit one. So you don't have to pay them nothing up front, and they get paid off of the money that you make after they get you a job. See See what I'm saying? So they help find you a job, you get paid money, and you give them a little 10, 15% off of that. See what I'm saying? So that way they work harder to get you that job. They're not just chilling every month knowing that you giving them that bread, like 15, $2,000 or whatever they paying, sometimes even more. I've heard some crazy things. So it's like they're working hard to find you a job so you can get paid and they can get paid. Anyway, we are going to do a monologue, we decide. Now, a monologue, for those who don't know, is just a scene. It's just a scene with one person. Most monologues don't have like another person that you need and everything in that. I'm pretty sure it's just you. So I had this monologue that I used to kill in high school. And it was about a kid and his mom who were in the mall, and his kid was giving his mom all the reasons he couldn't walk into Victoria's Secret with her. Yep. Okay, Plane. You trying to be you want to be in the video? Plane, featuring Plane. That's the one thing about filming outside. But anyway, I used to kill this monologue, and it was like a kid explaining to his mom why he couldn't go into Victoria's Secret with her, because his mom wanted to go in Victoria's Secret while they're in the mall. And I found this monologue I found it in his little monologue book, and it was kind of funny, but since, I'm a pretty funny guy, I used to rewrite my monologues or just add stuff to make them more my own. And sometimes my pops would help me, and because my dad's pretty funny too, so we hooked up this monologue, and I used to kill this in class. Kids used to die. My teacher loved it. You know what I'm saying? It was like one of those. I got an A on that project. And shout out to, I'm not even gonna do no shout outs right now. We ain't even doing all that. But I had a great theater teachers. Shout out to Miss Villani and Mr. Murphy. All right, anyway. So I decided to enter this competition and do this monologue. So we get to this place. It's this big competition. All these kids doing different things. We got singers. We got dancers, tap dancers. We got people doing monologues. It was pretty, low key intense for a young Chris O. I was never like a nervous or a kid or someone who would like, I didn't mind getting in front of people. I was never like that, but still, this was my first time being in like a real competition where it was like, yo, there's a real prize for a real agent. This is some real, you know what I'm saying? but yeah. So we get there, and then I get into this competition. I remember when I get on stage, I was probably like, I don't know how many kids there was. Let's just say there was about, 30 kids in the first round. And, I was probably like number 12 or something. Went in there, and I killed that monologue. Of course I killed that monologue. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all see that hang time on the hair? Hey, look, man. Let me know if y'all messing with the hair. Y'all messing with long hair, Chris, or you want short hair, Chris? I mean, I'm going to make the decision ultimately, but I'd like to know if y'all messing with it. Anyway, I killed this monologue, just like I've killed it plenty of times in high school. So I was feeling pretty confident about the competition thus far. Boom, get in there, we get to the end. Now I didn't know they was gonna do it like this. They get on the mic after everybody went, and they're like, okay, everybody, great job. So this was round 1. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to call a couple of names. And if your name is not called, thank you, but you did not make it to the next round. You can leave. And I'm like, whoa, damn. like they about to just do eliminations right now. I'm like, okay. So they get to calling names after name. And it was one of the last names, and they said me. I don't know what number it was, but they cut off a good 15 people. They cut that thing in half. So they're like, okay, after everybody left, they were like, for those going to the next round, we want you to return tomorrow with new material, and you will go on to the final round. And I'm like, new material? Okay, hold on, pause. Like, I ain't really have other monologues. Like, I had one monologue that I killed. Like, we did monologues in school, but it wasn't like I really had ones that I really knew or liked or even, whatever. That was my monologue. Victoria's Secret monologue, was the monologue. so anyway, so we was excited, my parents and I and my fam, but we were like in a little bit of a dilemma. So me and my dad were like, okay, we gotta get more material. Cool. We started looking up monologues that night. And mind you, we have to go the very next day, like around like 4 p.m. or something. Like, we don't even have that much time. Other people who that play music, they probably have a bunch of songs that they played or something like that. Or maybe the dudes that be tap dancing, they had, like, I don't know. But I just know I wasn't prepared for that. But I was like, hey, at this point, we in the game. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, cool. So we started looking for monologues. We is finding nothing for the longest time. I'm talking nothing. Nathan. It was hard to find a monologue that like I was really gelling with. Like that Victoria's Secret monologue was like a 1 in a million. It was beautiful. For me at least. But lo and behold, being online, we found a monologue about this kid and his friend who were in high school. And the dude was telling his friend that he loves being in high school, but the only thing he just don't mess with is just school lunch. And then he goes into talking of examples of what he doesn't like about the school lunch. It was decent. It was decent. Like, it wasn't the Victoria's Secret monologue, but it was cool. But me and my dad needed to sauce it up. We needed to add that sauce. And that's what we did. So we basically rewrote that monologue and added some funny stuff. Like I added this, like a whole bunch of different things. This one bit about how like, like I love the lunch, but I be trying to get the soup from the lunch lady and she be shaking so much that by the time the spoon gets to the bowl, it got nothing in it. Like it was funny. Like, and then when I'm fully acting, it was cool for, little young Chris O. So we write this monologue all night. Not all night, but we write it. And I practice it a good amount of the night. I'm practicing. Oh, snap. Dang. That bird. They fighting? They fighting? They better not come back down here. Dang. All right. Man. Anyway. All right. So all the animals acting up right now. Jeez. All right. Listen. Back to the story. I really worked on this audition for most of the night because I wanted to make sure I got it right. And mind you, I had to go in front of a bunch of people the next day. Like, it wasn't just, you know what I'm saying? This is a whole crowd. Everybody's seeing everybody perform. I'm watching the singers, I'm watching the dancers. So it's like I had to get this right. So me and my pops, we like, me and my pops really worked this audition. Like, I'm telling you, like 100 times going over this thing. So we get to the next day. We see the crowd. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. I start, the competition starts. And then once again, I'm watching everybody. And I never forget the people who went right before me. It was this band. It was like a band of like 6 people. And, they played all Jonas Brothers music. I remember that. Because one of the agents at the time, she was the Jonas Brothers agent. You feel me? So, like, they were trying to, like, be like, hey, look, man, we know, I saw what they was doing. I like what they was doing. I mess with that. But, anyway, I just remember that because it was like a loud performance. And then I'm coming in, next with just a mic. Almost sounding like I'm doing stand-up because I had to hold the mic when I did my scene. And it just felt like 2 different vibes. It wasn't like somebody did a dramatic scene before me, then I come up making everybody laugh, where it's like, okay, he's lighting it up. It's like, that didn't even matter, but that's just where my mind was at. Not that I was focused on that. Anyway, I jump in there. I get on stage and I start going. I'm feeling it. And just like any time I act, there's a moment I feel like where like, there's that moment in the scene where it's supposed to be funny. And then as soon as you say it, you're expecting that laughter. And when you hear it, you, meaning me when I say this, that's just all I need. It give me that energy, you feel me? Like, and I remember like when I was doing the scene, there was a part where I said something like, it might have been the soup line, or it might have been something about the lunch lady, and I heard that first, ha 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 ha. And I'm like, ooh, okay. My spidey senses start tingling, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, all right, I got this. I know how to really work this crowd. I'm like, I feel like something else once I'm on there, because you just know you're doing what you're supposed to do and they're feeling it. Especially after you've been working on your auditions for like a long time. Like at first I'm doing it in front of my family and they're laughing. Then I did it 30 times in front of my family and they're like, Then I did it 50, 60 times and they're not even laughing at the funny parts no more just because they've heard it so much. So you almost, don't hear it for a minute. You don't hear that laughter, and then it's just different. Because when it's in front of the crowd or whoever's supposed to hear it and it's their first time hearing it, especially a competition like this, it was great. It was great. Like, the whole crowd was laughing. Even in auditions, it's normally not like that. Like, it's normally you'll audition in front of somebody who's been auditioning that same scene or those same scenes all day. So, like, you sometimes could get a casting director that's like, all right, let's, like, just get through this because, like, they've been doing it all day. But this was not like that. This was, like, it was special. Shout out to my dad for finding that, man. But anyway, I remember I did it, and I felt like I did a great job. So it gets to the end, and they doing it again. They're like, okay, thank you all. We're going to name off the first, second, and third place person. Whew. I'm just sitting there with my family like, all right, bet. They said, anyone that's not named, thank you. You did a good job. Blase, 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 blase. And then they named the third person, somebody's name. Everybody's clapping for them and everything, okay? They named the second person. And I hear Chris O. And I hear Chris O. You feel me? Yes, I got second place. Now, obviously, I wanted first place. Who's not gonna want first place? But I was just happy anyway because first, second, and third place all got a 1-year contract. So I'm cool with that. I'm straight with that. Easy. But I still wanted the first place, and I only lost first place by like a half a point or like 1 point or something like that. It was crazy, but cool. So we get to the part where we're walking towards the end, and I'm walking down, and I'm like, okay, I'm about to go see the agents. Like, who's gonna be messing with me? There's 3 agents. Like, I don't know which one. And as soon as I'm walking up, there's this older lady named Shirley, and she's like, you. I want you. And I'm like, wow, like, she just fully pointed me out. She didn't even care what the other agents was talking about. Like, I think they said a few things to me, but she basically called dibs. She was like, nah, like, this guy, you feel me? She was like, I need you to come down to the office this week, and I want you to, I want to meet with you. Later that week, I went down. We went into her office, and that was pretty cool. That was kind of like a real life moment where I'm like, man, like, my journey is actually starting. You feel me? Like, I saw a whole bunch of other people on the walls, headshots when I got to the office of all these working actors, faces I recognized. I'm like, dang, yo, this is, you feel me? Like, this is crazy. Like, and she was like, okay, like, I want you to just do a cold read for me real quick so I can just, see how you do with that. And a cold read for y'all who don't know is basically a scene that you are just getting for the first time, and they want you to perform it right now. Like, you don't really get time to like take it home and sleep on it and stuff like that, really work it. They just want to see how you act on your feet in the moment. Sometimes they'll give you a little moment, and I think that she gave me like a minute or two, and it was a commercial about, I think, selling toothpaste. So she was like, it was cool. And at that point, I'm hyped up. I'm ready. So then I sold that toothpaste to her. She was like, let's do it. I signed my contract for 1 year. And in that 1 year, I did like 3 commercials, 2 little print modeling ads, and I think a voiceover. And after that, she wanted to extend my contract for 5 more years. And in those 5 years, that's where it really got freaky, you feel me? That's where I really started to act and really started to work. But it all started then. And and in those 5 years, I started booking a lot of the projects that y'all who know me have been watching and stuff. So that's where the journey began, and I signed with my agent. So yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I hope y'all enjoyed the story time. If y'all messing with story times, I'll keep them going. And yeah, man, I'm about to be doing a lot of little different things on my YouTube. So like and subscribe, and I love y'all, man. Let go.
Let's go, Chris O. Let's go, Chris O.